Hello, everybody. How the heck are you? Are you ready? We're playing a game today. It's a game you play on your phone or your tablet. And that game is called Clash Royale. Or Clash Royale, depending on where you want to put the emphasis. GKR Leagues. Week 6. Day 1. Olimpo Squad versus TitanStars to kick things off. Followed by Calalas versus Rising Sun Esports. For those of you who've been trying to keep track, Calalas, shocking, but they are in the lead. And we'll see if they maintain that undefeated position later today. But right now in front of us, Olimpo Squad versus TitanStars Alliance. Enis, Capgun, Fram, versus Phoenix, Will, and Cruz for the first set. The 3v3 BO1s. Enis versus Phoenix, Capgun versus Will, and if necessary, Fram versus Cruz. There has been some movement on the team's rosters. Are in the description below if you're looking at the YouTube side of things. Up to 4 bans for each team. TitanStars taking 2 champions off the board. No Monk, no Mighty Miner. Very interesting pair. And then some cheese bans with the Expo and the Clone. Pump banned on the side of Olimpo Squad alongside Rascals, which are an underrated pick if you were pushing Mega Draft. And by the way, speaking of pushing Mega Draft, guess who made Ultimate Champion in the Mega Draft season of Clash Royale? That's right, this guy. Guess who followed it up immediately after by a 12-win Mega Draft challenge? This guy right here. Turns out I'm a Mega Draft one-trick. That's what it turns out. I didn't know that about myself because I have been mediocre at best at Clash Royale for many years. Like a 6.6k player, mediocre at best. Turns out I just needed to not have to play decks where people build up their own stuff and know the matchups and just outdraft people. And there you go. I'm a Mega Draft god, apparently. And you know what? I'm here for it. But of course, this season, in-game is back to classic mode. So there you go. I do see some questions in the chat. Is Mo playing today? Which might be one of the most asked questions in all of Clash Royale. And the answer is, let me see. Yes, you'll see Mo today. Don't you worry. And I'm not even going to put your comment on screen here, Mind of Roddy, as you insult the great, as you try to insult my shades. Rude. I'll start with that. Rude. And you know what? I'll hold it against you forever. How about that? Rich, most underrated player. No, Rich generally terrible at Clash Royale. Especially consider, like, I measure myself by all these pros who are actually good at the game. Generally not very good at Clash Royale, but somehow a killer when it comes to Mega Draft. Abu Al-Bashir. Hello, Rich. I'm from Jordan. I love watching these. Thank you. Ryko on the Twitch side of things, just saying hi. Hello. Ghostic. Ghostic with the what's up? Kaho with the hi. Casey, what's up? How are you? Good to see all y'all in here for what should be a fun day, which I believe is going to kick off here any moment. So I'm waiting for them to start the games because I thought that we were going to start sometime soon. Let me go ahead and jump in clan. So with this league so far, one of the things we've discovered is as teams are getting closer to the end and not being viable, players are failing to show up. So I'm trying to see. Oh, yep. So looks like Enis didn't show up. So there you go. First game is a free win for TSA. Man, this has kind of been a thing, as these players just don't show up. And that's why teams is bad unless you have a big enough lead for player salaries. Samayak saying, Kings lost, unfortunately, who's supporting now? Lakers or Warriors? Neither. I would not support either of those teams. What are you talking about? My team lost, so let me support one of the other two teams that's a regional rival? That's a nonsense question. You ever get game machine experience, so that's just has a mega draft? Yes, but I'm so bad at regular Clash Royale. You know what I mean? I am the next big thing, says Wing. You know what? I'll believe it when you make it happen. This dude has a cat on fire, which honestly is both disturbing and hilarious. Pro Noob just shouting it out. So, guys, I'm telling you the updates right now. The Olimpo Squad gave away a free win in game number 1. And now here we go on to game 2. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this. Again, let me take that logo off in the top right. I just realized that my logo is still on here from a different stream. So Enis did not show. So free win to Phoenix. Here we go into game number 2, where it will be Capgun against Will. Let me bring the game sounds up a little bit here. Am I going to cast CRL? Yes. It's one of the things I do. Oh, that's a weird place for the chat. Let me go ahead and move that. So let's see. No Mighty Miner, no Monk. So Archer Queen gets a big buff off of no Monk. Oh, so that's a better location there for the chat. On top of Capgun's face. Face? Face. Mega Knight into an Inferno Tower will be generally nice for Capgun. Inferno Tower does go down. All that goes down. Capgun very low on Elixir. Mega Knight Leap does connect, has to control the Prince. Capgun certainly not pumped about that one. Did you guys ever see Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. If you saw it, let me know in the chat, folks. Is that the movie I'm thinking of? No, it's not. Never mind. Wild start here from Josh. Are you going to cast this month's monthly finals all stages? No, I did not cast the Swiss bracket stage. The Swiss brackets take way too long, and I just cannot give up my whole Saturday to cast those Swiss brackets. They're crazy. But I will be casting the group stage on Sunday. And they, again, change the volume of the gameplay. Treasure, you only saw Raiders of the Last Ark. Very old movie, says Kingston Kang, which is hilarious. It's not even that old. Casablanca, that's an old movie. Seven Samurai, Rashomon, those are old movies. Or very old movies. This is just all going bad here for for Capgun. Will pressuring hard. Miner with a potentially deadly pull as that Inferno Tower gets rocked. And Capgun is trying to stay alive here. If he survives this, it will be an absolute heroic feat. And it looks like survival ain't gonna happen. And Capgun trying to find some sort of way to do something, but those arrows are just a moment away. And Will not even using the arrows, just going minor, and Capgun unhappy about it. Easy 2-0 for TitanStars after the first player didn't even show up. And there you have it. So set number 2 will be a 1v1 duel battle between Keef and Will. Get to that one fairly soon. Guys, tomorrow, this is today, we have one more match of this today, obviously. This is tomorrow, though. We're back with Strangers versus French SWAT, and then BCN Pro Team versus Shock 13. And then it's a double stream day tomorrow, folks, as we'll go into the day 3 of the Swiss bracket of the BESF Cup, the Belgian Esports Federation Cup, attached to Pukkelpop. Pukkelpop, I think is what it's called. Either way, that's going to be mañana. But right now, set number 2 is going to be Keef versus Will in duel mode. So there you have it. I was going to say something else, and I forget what it was. I was trying to... Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to do, was find the standings. Give me 1 second, folks. I thought I had them pinned in this chat, but it looks like maybe... Oh, maybe that's where they are. Yes. All right. So, current little update on the standings. Those of you who are here during the pre-show would have seen it. But Shock Calalas, who will be seen later today against Rising Sun Esports, 4-1. Did Shock Calalas lose a match? I think they did. Yes, 4-1 against Rising Sun Esports, who's also 4-1. So that's going to be a battle near the top between those two teams. They were not undefeated, Shock Calalas. I was incorrect. And then, yeah, Olimpo Squad, as you can see, up against TSA. Olimpo Squad, 2-3. Olimpo Squad's actually technically in the hunt for the playoffs here. So very surprised that Enis didn't show up. A good game that answers everyone who says MK is weak. I don't know what that means. Will Surgical Goblin play today? Does his team play today? I don't think so. Let me just double check that. Today, no, Surgical Goblin is on Shock 13. They play tomorrow. How did Miniminter help you reach Ultimate Champion last season? He was coaching me. It was great. Gave me a lot of advice and helped me work through some challenges. And I was already doing pretty well at Mega Draft, and he just kind of helped me see some things that I was not looking at. It was great. Mega Knight only strong against bad players or bad matchup. I mean, Mega Knight's good in some... There's some decks where Mega Knight's very strong. Let's go ahead and jump into... Oh, my lord. It's like they just discovered volume buttons. So again, this is going to be duel mode, not in-game duels, but duel mode nonetheless. We'll see what else Keef has besides the Fireball to deal with this Fireball bait deck. Guards can be okay against pigs, except for arrows. Arrows can be kind of an issue. It is interesting that Fisherman has moved into pigs decks as well, and not just Royal Giant decks. And we might see a split pigs push here. No, he goes all behind. Interesting choice. Bomb tower high, so having both bomb tower, fireball, and log certainly gives some options to Keef. Does Mugi play? Quite often, in fact. From what I've been told. So much so he won a world championship. So first 2 minutes away, and dual lane damage so far by Will, as you would expect. Mirror does finally come out at this late stage with the Ghost. Ghost, great counter for Le Drill. And this is a lot of pressure here. The arrow's going to be a problem too. Flying Machine in the middle. Fireball goes for the Flying Machine. Bomb Tower. Actually, Keef might be able to cycle back to this in time for this one. And yeah, Will rather than pulling the trigger, ends up playing the Giant Skeleton behind King Tower, knowing he needs to set up. Zappies are a problem for Keef. And what's a great arrows. Good value there. The lane switch will go into a Fireball. Piggy's going to get a little bit of damage on the right-hand side and open up the lead for Will finally as we go into sudden death overtime. It's just a question of how does Keef keep up. Because you think like, hey, I have Bomb Tower, I have Fireball. Even Log. Log guards Ice Spirit. But Will doesn't really have to use the arrows on anything but the guards. He might use them here, decides not to. No, he does. He does use them. Interesting. He's not even worried about the guards now at this stage. Now it's just putting damage and extending the lead. It's really going to be hard for Keef to get a lot of damage with drills, so he'd love to be able to play logs and fireballs. But the problem is, and there you go, so he plays Fireball. Will is pretty high on Elixir now. And now he sets up with a free Flying Machine that's going to take care of the Bomb Tower. Nice protection here. Oh, great protection by Keef to keep the Bomb Tower up. Zappy's distracting. Arrow's trying to break through. The Piggies do connect. Lead by about 400 HP in the right-hand lane as Will sets up Giant Skeleton one more time. And they just completely annihilate that drill push. And notice that Will's just going to drop that Flying Machine right after Fireball every single time. Now Pigs go to the right. Bomb Tower has to come out, this time unprotected. Ice Spirit will help. And it's interesting. He's going mirrored arrows here just to create distance. I don't know if that's the play. I don't know if that's the play here. Because this Fireball is now going to... Oh, no, the Goblins can't get through. There you go. GG, well played. Will takes game number 1, no problem. Ahmed asking, is it true that Mo finished with all top 3 ladder ranks? Yes, it is true. It is true. It is very true. Kingston Kang, I bought the Diamond Pass with code RICH. Wow, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it. Why would you choose not to ban anything? Maybe you just don't want the things that you're trying. Like, they didn't ban one spell, and they didn't ban one troop. So maybe they just didn't have a ban that they wanted. You know, they didn't want to limit the deck pool that much. Maybe they just decided, I don't care. Who knows? Sorry to hear about your kings. Rafi, no, you're not. Stop that. Stop that. Luckily, I didn't watch Game 7. I was at a family event, and I didn't have to watch that brutal Game 7. Is Mo playing together? I don't even know what does together mean. In this context, what does it mean? All right, so Game 1 goes pretty easily for Will, who ran Mirror Pigs. Mirror Pigs arrows. Let me go up and bring up the API. And let me see if I can find GKR Leagues. Here we go. Battles. Oh, that's right. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, folks. Let me go ahead and go to... Nope, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Please hold. Please hold. All right. So Will played Mirrors, Pigs, Arrows. RG is probably out for him without having the Fisherman available. So E-Giant, NATO's available on both sides. And Will looks like he might be going... It might be a Minor Prince... Yeah. It's a Minor Prince MK mirror match. Interesting that Will's playing non-Arrows version here. James Freeman saying that if it was normal mode, not Mega Draft, Mo wouldn't finish 3 accounts in top 3. Well, now he might have to do it just to prove you wrong. Hey, Rich, how can I become part of the commentary team? Well, go spend 7 or 8 years working as a broadcaster, and then go back in time to 2018 to the open audition call that they made for CRL, and go through multiple rounds of auditions against 7,000 people, and stand out tremendously. Or become a pro player, and then retire and have some good on-camera presence. Or start a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel and start casting semi-pro and small events, and do it regularly enough at a high enough level that you get noticed. There you go. So interesting variations on a theme here with 2 different looks at the Minor Prince MK. Mind of rotting, my flux capacitor broke, so I can't go back to 2018. Well, then, what I would suggest is go ahead and start a Twitch or YouTube channel and cast smaller events and work your way up. My first 6 years of being a commentator were in mixed martial arts, where I made $150 a day. And it was probably about, collectively, 20 hours of work per show, between prep work before the show and then the actual show day. And I spent a few years doing that, while also doing stand-up in LA. Honed my craft, and then when the open casting call came out for CRL, I was ready. So you want to do something, start working on it now, and be prepared to work hard for a very little reward for a long time. That was a weird interaction where the bandit... See the way the Prince on the right-hand side kind of stalled out as the bandit stopped in front of it, preparing for its dash. Very interesting. Mega Knight comes out for the Queen on the left-hand side. Miner sets up in the back to try to help here on the right-hand side. That's a lot, though. Arrows to clear. Wall breakers come out to kite, but Prince will connect. And that's a huge swing towards Will. Keep in mind, this is match point for TSA. So a win here from Will would end it. And Zap didn't... Well, that Zap wasn't it. Lead still for Will, 13-22 to 15-38, but not by a ton. Prince will touch, and a mistake here from Will. Prince working on defense here, and things just seem like they're going from bad to worse for TSA in this one. But the overwhelm was always possible, and now big dual lane pressure. Miner in. MK controlling MK. Zap to reset, but the Queen can't get onto the Inferno Dragon. But again, the overwhelm, the pressure. Miner into the left. Bandit on the left as well. Going to have to stop this Prince and catch that Miner in the back. Bats go to work on the Prince. Miner not going to get caught. Instead, going to get stopped by a Mega Minion. Still, lots of damage in. 238 is a problem for Will. Miner in. Zap trying to help. Bats plus Ewiz are... I mean, not Bats plus Ewiz. Well, that's the... There you go. Left-hand lane. Miner plus Ewiz working that left-hand side. GG, well played. All tied up after 2. All tied up after 2. So let's talk about the... I've answered this question 1,000 times. Yes, Mo's playing today. You can also just look at the description and see what teams are playing, and then look at their rosters. So let's see. Miner out on both sides. MK out on both sides, obviously, blah, 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 blah. Archer Queen played by Will. Will has E-Giant open, right? Has not played NATO, has not played Golden Knight. Obviously hasn't played E-Giant, has not played any of the cards for E-Giant. Inferno Dragon out for Keef. Also, Keef, both these players have E-Giant open. Hog open for Will, not really for Keef, who already played Log. He could play Hog Snowball. But my guess here is we're going to see one of these two players play E-Giant, potentially Will. And then we'll go from there. Look at the chat here for a second. What's says Anton. Let's see. Everyone's MK deck in esports now because he's weak, right? I mean, MK is generally not great, but there is a meta deck that he's in. We missed you at Pandora final and Mo won too. Yeah, I'm not going to be putting that on YouTube, the Pandora final. I just haven't had a chance to upload it yet. Not Sweep. Minnie did a great job and was happy to share the stuff with us, so we'll put it up here on YouTube. Here we go. Rich has done it all. Hardworking man. Stand up. Start a patient to do a stand-up show. I don't do stand-up on, just in front of a computer. Raphael Nahom saying, I miss your live stand-up. Me too. Jason Todd saying, man, I would rock all of these pros asleep. Well, then do it. That's free money then. Go get the free money. Spartan Stiff with maybe the most important suggestion of the day. Accurate. Let me go resize this a little bit because it's annoying me that it goes over the screen so much. There we go. What's my net worth is the weirdest question. More than yours, though. How about that? What does the winner of this get? Money. I think 7K is the total prize pool for this split. There are multiple splits. I think it's about 50,000 total for the year, if I remember correctly. Hey, Richie, how are you doing? Is it football or soccer, by the way? Depends on where you are. So interesting, Will just going drill cycle again. Or Will going drill cycle, not again. But going drill cycle with the... And I wonder if these two guys have essentially the same deck set. Because now you're seeing almost a switch here, where it was Mirror Pigs in game number 1 for Will, and look who's running Pigs here in game number 3, Humble Keef. And then it was Drill Cycle for Keef in game 1, look who's running Drill Cycle here in game 3. So, matchup for Keef, and that's it. And Will just rolls over. Like a ball left on the side of a hill. A GG. Oh, well played. Why are you putting a bomb tower when you've already done that? Just don't put the bomb tower when you've already... Did he just, have a connection issue and that's what it is? Because this game is so over. This game is well done, like a steak that's been cooked wrong. Just wondering, which part of your job brings in the most money? I have a lot of different positions. And I don't want to get into too many specifics. But all three of the main things that I do separately do pretty well. And there we go. GG. I guess we're going to set number 3, King of the Hill. Kind of wild. Yo-Yo saying do skits. You monster. So set number 3 on its way is King of the Hill. It's going to be Keef, Fram, and Capgun against Phoenix, Cruz, and Dudu. You win, you stay on, you lose. You go, sit down, son, and you out. So there you have it. And that will be happening here in just a couple minutes. How did you guys do in the Mega Draft season of Path of Legends? How many of you hit Ultimate Champion with Mega Draft? How many of you get to flex that really cool, the belt emote, which now I'm doing Mega Draft challenges and I'm flexing that emote every game because, you know, I earned it and I feel really good about it. Did you enjoy your weekend? Hope you did. Yes, I did. It was great. It was nice to actually spend real time with my family and not be like splitting it between Clash Royale stuff and family stuff. Got to watch my son go play some soccer. Football, if you will. You know, 4-year-old, got to go watch him play in a game. That was fun. And got to, what else did we do? We tried to go to a place and play some disc golf, but the course was, it was a newer course and it was really undeveloped. So had to stop. Some people here did pretty well. What did I do on Sunday? We did something on Sunday. I can't remember what it was now. Oh yeah, we went and didn't watch the Kings game and had some had a little afternoon outing with some friends. I watched the Jonesboro Open, which was really fun, and destroyed my friend Bob in fantasy. We have a weekly fantasy game we play with the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I destroyed him. That's right, destruction. So overall, it was pretty good. It was a good weekend. Needed a good recharge. I started driving with I started experimenting with driving with a power grip rather than a fan grip. Are any of the disc golf people in the chat today, or is it no disc golfers today? Because I know that usually my my chat is filled with disc golfers, but not today. Check out that disc from the Open in Austin, which was fun. First top 1K ladder with 554 this season. The problem with Mega Drafts is sometimes only one cheap spell will be available in a draft. I won't always steal that and then pick all bait cards. Not always a problem. Adam Villalobos, new disc from Discmania is out today. What is that, the C2 or the C1? Is that what it is? I'll show you guys my my driving grip, the C1. Yeah. Are all the pro players under 25? Most of them. There are exceptions, but in general, pro players are under 20 are usually pretty young. Adriel does not play today. The schedule for this event was a little bit too difficult for him to balance with school. So Keef going with one of the two really popular RG decks. And specifically, I like this play from him. It's not the matchup he was expecting, but this version of Royal Giant Fireball, the Giant Skeleton version, is one of the decks that's really good against the Mirror Pigs deck. It's able to defend well enough, and then the Mirror Pigs plays in double and triple end up getting countered hard with a nice little bit of, instead of defending with Fireball on the Mirrored Pigs, you defend with Troops, and you create a nice counter push. So that's the idea of why he picked this deck. I think he'll still have some pretty good success against the Drill here, as the Fireball comes in to work on that Magic Archer. He's a little low on Elixir, actually. He overcommitted a little bit here. Golden Knight, Giant Skeleton, Ewiz, Ghost. He's going to try to get all this to come across the board if he can. And now he has no way to directly counter the Drill here. Very low on Elixir, and that Skelly King's going to go down. Nice log timing, and maintains the lead. So very well played by Keef, but you see how much the Giant Skeleton worked in this Drill deck to equalize the Elixir. The Giant Skeleton is so beefy. I would actually prefer a Giant Skeleton if he had less less HP and more bomb damage. I think. I could be wrong. It's so beefy. It's like a Zone OS. Shout out to Adam Villalobos in the chat because you're the only one who gets that. Cowboy Daddy 786 saying, nice shades. Where'd you get them from? I want to buy them. They are from Gooder. You can actually use, I have a promo code from Gooder that you can use to get 15% off. You can go to gooder.com. Oh, that was the wrong one. You can go to gooder.com/rich. Is it Rich Slayton or /Rich? You know, I need to double check. I mean, it might be /Rich Slayton. I need to go ahead and check that. It's actually in the description if you want the link. But you can use code RICH for 15% off. How about that? This push is massive. This is a consequential push here. Because this is either a situation where Keef takes it, and I think he does. One more shot. Boom. GG, well played. GG, well played. Phoenix down. Great deck choice by Keef. Yeah, code RICH works for Supercell and for Gooders. So there you go. Come on, Adam. I got nothing on that beefy joke. Come on. Let's see. Okay, so what I was going to say is I worked on changing my driving grip. For my primary fairway driving grip as a modified fan. Here you go. It's like a modified fan grip, right? That's my old. That phone number is dead, by the way. I don't have that phone number anymore. That's from when I lived in Sacramento. But yeah, there's this old modified fan grip, and then I switched to a power grip, right, with my hands all the way in there. So there you go. That was fun. We are really missing cycle decks. There are some. There are some cycle decks. Oh yeah, there it is. Check this out. I don't throw a destroyer because I don't really have the day with Good Sponsor will be a dream. It's a partial sponsorship. We have a friendship. Let me go ahead and whatchamacallit. One of my friends got me this as a gift when my second son was born. Trailer Chuck Slayton Wally is his nickname for my oldest son, but he got me this. It's a destroyer. I don't really throw destroyers because I don't have the arm speed for it, but there you go. But yeah, I switched. I was to show that grip difference again. Buying the CD1. There you go. What is your opinion on finish by 1, 2, and 3 by Mo? He's the best to ever play the game. We want to see Mugi. Well, he plays on Shot Calalas, which is playing in the next game. Justin, I'm not even getting involved in that. That's a weird discussion to have here. Yeah, the other one that he got me is in my bag, actually. He got me 2 discs for as a thank you, or as a congratulations for a kid thing. So interesting for Cruz is kind of going minor control here. He might have wall breakers, but still, it's just a minor control deck. Bomb Tower will hold up pretty nicely against these hoggy Q pushes. But Keef has great ways to pick up minors. I mean, this deck is so similar, right? When you look at these two decks. And good early variance here from Cruz. Recognizing he's not against NATO, so start varying placements early. It's interesting when you talk about what's strong in the game, and you see so many decks are just the same support cards with slight tweaks, like these two. Great defense there. I think that prevents... Oh, one does get through for Keef. But Cruz, nice defense. Cruz has really good moments. The question is, can he put those moments together? Right? Can he string those together in a successful way? Naseed asking, do I think Lumberloon Freeze is still a good deck? It just depends on the matchup, obviously. I think that Lumberloon Freeze has more value in dual mode than it does on ladder. It just depends, right? Like, ladder is so nonsense. It's interesting. I started playing ranked for this season, and I just, like, it's so crazy. I know that a lot of people have a different opinion. I loved playing Mega Draft ranked, and I honestly don't even know how much ladder I'll play this season because I realized just how much I like Mega Draft more than the classic game from a playing standpoint. As a caster, I enjoy both fine. It'd be fun to see more Mega Draft competitions, and I'm probably going to work on putting some stuff together. But yeah, I have no interest in playing regular classic Clash Royale ranked mode. I hate playing the same deck over and over again. I hate that you have no control of the matchup. If ranked was duels, maybe. Final 75 seconds, and Keef doing a good job of maintaining this lead here. Catching miners and putting on damage. And at this point now, it's going to be very difficult, I think, for Cruz to get a good win here. The miners and the poisons, I think, he's more likely to get miners on tower than Keef is to get hogs on tower. So he actually does have a good opportunity there, but he's just behind on damage. And being behind on damage right now is a real problem for him. And boom, hogs get through. Just not able to, it's not even, the cycle difference isn't even that huge. He shouldn't be getting out-cycled like that. But he is. And now he's going to the same inside corner every time, right? Now, Cruz, I liked the variance earlier, but now he's not varying. Bomb tower low, Ice Spirit to help. This is the last opportunity here for Cruz. Gonna have to send a miner. Hog hits anyway. GG, well played. And Keef is 2 up, 2 down. Air Surfer. It would be fun if they balanced Mega Draft in a few ways. I agree. It could use some balancing. Now, to be fair, you have to win sometimes when you have second pick. I won a lot of second pick matches to push UC, and in my, like when I did the 12-in last night. But yes, they could do some balancing for it for sure. I think that Mega Draft just if you ever get worse than like a 60-40 matchup, it's usually because you made a mistake, right? There's usually a way to avoid like an 80-20 matchup or a 100-0 matchup. There's usually is. Whereas in like classic ladder, you just like, sometimes you end up, it's a 100-0 or an 80-20, and you just have no control over that, which I really don't like. And I love the draft part of it. The actual drafting portion, I like it that you pay attention, and it's really active, and you're thinking, and you're planning your strategy ahead. Like, you're trying to plan out the whole thing, imagine what they're going to pick, and then try to pick to drive them a certain direction, maybe to obfuscate what you're going to do. Take advantage of their mistakes in the drafting portion. I really love it. Let's see. Most people like classic because they're one trick, so they can't upgrade multiple cards inside their deck. Sure, I think that's part of it. I think people also they just like playing the same. I hate playing the same deck over and over again. I've never played a deck for more than 2, maybe 3 seasons at most. Or they could just change the second pick gets last pick and it goes 1-1-1-1 at the end, or 1-1-1 at the end. Yeah, I think that would be good too. I like Cake says, I would rather watch paint dry than play 10-minute Mega Draft games. Well, it's, everyone has their own opinion. The draft is one of my favorite parts of the game. Like, the draft is, if you don't enjoy the drafting portion, then you don't enjoy Mega Draft. But I really enjoy the drafting portion. Yeah, some people really loved it. Triple Draft would not be good in ladder. Triple Draft is one of the most overrated game modes in the history of the game. It's super repetitive. It's super boring. it looks like it's cool, but triple draft is actually crazy, crazy repetitive. Regular draft and triple draft, both like the metas are actually super stale. We have evidence for it. It was in triple draft was in CRL for the test season in 2020 in CRL and CRL East, and it was really bad. It was really, really bad. Triple draft and regular draft are actually like not good competitive game modes. And look, here's a great person here. Draft is cool. I think it says this before. Both players should be able to ban one of the draftable cards at the start. That's also interesting, right? Like that's also an interesting thing. Someone else came up with the idea. I can't remember which pro it was. Came up with the idea of instead of like someone's randomly assigned first pick, it's first to pick, right? It has a countdown. First pick in 5, 4, 3, 2. Like whoever's able to make the first pick gets first pick, and then it goes from there. There's ways to tweak it and whatever, but honestly, it's the most fun I've had playing Clash Royale probably in years. And oh boy, I don't even know if I'm going to push ranked at all this season now that it's back to ranked. But either way, here we are with Keef, looking to maybe push his way into a King of the Hill sweep, except for he's getting absolutely bodied here, and he calls a good game. So he is not going to get a King of the Hill sweep. Dudu getting the win here in game number 3. I see some people love Mega Draft, some people don't like it because it takes more time than the other one. Mega Draft definitely requires more tactics if that's your thing. You still need to know how to play. Yeah, I agree. And in Mega Draft, you have this opportunity to decide your matchup, right? So I really like that. What was your win percentage? 60%. So I had a 60%, I got to UC with 60% win rate, which is actually decent. I felt good about 60%, you know, at my skill level and my amount of time I have. I felt good about 60%. Respectable, right? Getting that 6, if it was like 59, it would have been a little less, but like 60 I felt good about. Let's see. Mega Draft is a game mode, but it's not suited for ladder. Well, it depends on how you feel. But I think Mega Draft may be a better player. I think that's possible. And since Mo is winning all his draft matches, it does prove that it's balanced and requires skill. It could use some more balancing, but it definitely requires skill. Mega Draft was great. Just the level thing was bad. They could have marked it as tournament standard and it's great ladder. Yeah, if it had been all like, I mean, it was tournament standard, just like it didn't automatically upgrade your decks as a friendly battle mode. So, RG aggressive from Dudu to start. Wow. Very aggressive. He's going to get some good damage, but is this damage worth it? I don't know if that damage is worth it, because now you're going to have Drill plus Cannon Cart plus Dark Prince. I might have gone with the Drill to the side rather than where it went, but either way, this is going to be an Elixir advantage. Oh, and the I thought it was going to connect. The Cannon Cart does not connect. Drops off its wheels just in time. Dudu got away with one there. Dudu got away with one there, for sure. Mohamed Fissal saying, I hate Mega Draft because there's no fun. You pick cards to counter your enemy just to win, no tactics. Just the one who picked better counter win, no 50-50 matchups. I don't even agree with that at all. I think that's totally off base. I personally found it, my biggest complaint about regular Clash Royale is that you have no control over matchups when you're playing like ladder, for example. You just go in, you get matched up against whoever with whatever random deck, and then they have a 100-0 matchup because they picked something, they have some nonsense deck that makes no sense. It's their one trick. It just happens to have 7 counters out of 8 to your deck, and then they BM the whole time after they win because they think they're good. It's like, it's such a frustrating part of the game, which is part of why dual mode I like a lot, right? Dual mode at least lowers the variance. right? Dual mode at least goes, hey, now it's you have a best of 3, so it's not quite as random, and you have the ability to analyze what they played in Game 1 and Game 2 and make picks for later games. Mega Draft amplified that further. It was like, hey, you're not going to get surprised by some nonsense deck where you're like, why was there also a hog in this deck? Or this was a freeze deck for no reason. And you're not just randomly matched up and hope it doesn't go poorly. And it had never, you know, like, that's always been part of my problem with the game. And it's also, I mean, yes, it's a skill issue for sure. But Mega Draft just showed me how much I can really enjoy playing Clash Royale when that's not a factor. Great, great Magic Archer connection there from Fram on the right-hand side. This is going to be a nice little, oh, NATO there from Fram. Lightning to shut down, but Lightning means RG doesn't connect. It feels like Dudu is on the ropes here. The King Tower activation is certainly impactful. That still happens people take E-Giant or Balloon last pick, though. Well, I mean, yes, I totally agree with the Air Surfer, and I can't question you on that one. But also, if I see the E-Giant or Balloon is still on the board, like, I'm still also going, hey, do I have anything that can help me against those things, right? Like, I'm still preparing. When I'm drafting, I'm making sure I have at least something. I'm either sitting there going, hey, I need to either have the defenses for these potential possibilities, or I need to have a deck that can capitalize and win the foot race. Big connection for the RG. 2 shots for the RG. Massive. Just big haymaker blows both directions, and that's it. GG. Dudu with the potential to reverse sweep here. That's a whole lot of fun. That's a whole lot of fun. And this is the craziest thing. Cherry, one downside of Mega Draft, you can't snipe people, and Luis Angel saying what we're all thinking. That's not a downside. That's not a downside. What are you talking about? Let's see. Rich, do you do community posts announcing when you'll stream? That'll be helpful. You know what? I might do some. I actually might do that more. I can put out some community posts. I should do that more often. Good call. I could definitely do more of those. That RG deck Dudu was running was kind of nice. NGL. It does stuff. It does stuff. I personally think Mega Draft is better for ladder, but not for CRL. Well, CRL is CRL. Like, Mega Draft is not coming into CRL. That's definitely not happening. I would like to see more competitive Mega Draft, though. I'd like to see them develop the mode a little bit more and then see more competitive Mega Draft. And you might be seeing some of that here on the channel. Where is the silver play button? Good question. I actually don't know where my silver play button is. They said that they would reach out about it. And for some reason, I am having difficulty finding, getting my, let's see, let's go in here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Silver reward. Oh, congratulations. Hey! So now I can actually redeem it. Oh, that's crazy. They didn't send me a message about it, but here we go. I'm redeeming my silver reward right now. How about that, folks? How about that? Oh. That's what I meant to do, sorry. That's really cool. This is really neat. Approve and check out. Boom. I am ordering my silver play button as we speak. That's very cool. There we go. There we go. Place the order. Boom. YouTube button on its way. Oh, that's so cool. Hey, it's on its way. Let's go. Thank you. I had to go through the check. They didn't send me an email confirming I've been checked. Duel versus Mega Draft ladder, which do you prefer? Like for ladder? Well, you know what? Let's talk about that more later. Let's focus on Game 5 here, and then we'll talk more about things later. That is very cool. Who's pumped? All right. Interesting choice here from Dudu. And, oh yeah, Capgun a little bit weirded out by that one. Is there a counter push here? Does the AQ stay up? Log clears her, but now look at this push on the right-hand side. Ghost in front of the RG with the log. Is there a fireball for the Zappies? Is he playing lightning? I think he's playing lightning. Yeah, he's playing lightning. A couple of shots in for Dudu, who does get back in the game. Capgun not happy about that exchange. RG behind. Good protection here for the Royal Giant, but just can't. These Zappies create a total brick wall, and you see Capgun happy with it. Capgun very happy with that. About 60 HP, 58 for those of you keeping score, separating the two players on the right-hand side, but Capgun does have the lead on the left-hand lane by a little bit more. And that's an interesting fisherman here from Capgun, is to prevent that chip damage on the right-hand side and still set up, on the left-hand side, still set up on the right-hand side. Nice little dual-purpose fish boy. I don't know how Dudu breaks through here, because the Zappies are such a problem. Gonna have to get a good value lightning on some of the other troops, but so far Capgun making that nearly impossible. This is just kind of disastrous for TSA, who got the free win in Game 1, got the set in Game 1, had match point in Set 2, couldn't capitalize, and now go for a full reverse sweep opportunity and just get shut down by Capgun. Absolutely shut down. This is part of why the RG Fireball variations are so much more popular right now, because of how popular Zappies are. Fireball just lets you break through in a way that Lightning doesn't. It's so funny because Lightning has typically been the spell you run with RG. But with Zappies being so popular, and look at that, Capgun flexing a bit. Capgun flexing a bit. Is that does girlfriend give him that bracelet? What is that bracelet? I don't know what that bracelet is. Is there something cultural about that I don't know? Either way, Capgun was feeling it. GG, well played. Good job to Capgun. And folks, those of you who want to know, next matchup is going to be Shot Calalas versus SUN ESPORTS in just a couple of minutes. That's going to be fun. No, I just being toxic. Capgun flexing the rubber band. All right, do it. Get that cash. Be a little toxic on camera. You know what I mean? I hate like when someone randomly matches me up on ladder and they get 100-0 with their weird one-trick deck and they BM. I hate that. You outplay someone, outprepare someone, whatever, in competitive. Yeah, kiss the bicep, flex a little bit, have fun with it. Have fun with it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let me go catch up on some of the YouTube chat here. Da-da-da-da. Credit where credit's due. Supercell's really trying. As far as the game mode stuff, they're experimenting with stuff for sure. Should I use my last book of cards on the Royal Giant just to unlock the Fisherman? Is that a good move? If you have a book of... If it's a common book, but not a book of books. If it's a common book, yeah, why not? If you're maxing it. Only if you're maxing it. Let's see. RG is normally pretty good. Yeah, RG is generally pretty solid. Yes, until the opponent leaves the game at start of draft, you're stuck waiting for 15 seconds twice each time, so you give up the match yourself. Why would you give? You just got a free win. Why would you not? Why would you give up the match? That makes no sense. Congrats, you earned it. Oh, with the silver play button. Thank you very much. In Mega Draft, you can't use the cards you love to play because they will pick their counter. It's all about defense. You can't build an offensive deck. Just sit down and defend for 6 minutes. I disagree, but that's okay. Like I play. If you love Hog, I played. Let's see. In Mega Draft, while pushing Ultimate Champion, I played 3M. I played Hog. I played Royal Hogs. I played Royal Giant. I played E-Giant. I played Miner. I played Loon. I played Bait. Like, I played everything. I played Graveyard. Like, I played almost everything. I played Ram Rider. Like, I played just about everything. So, I don't know. I don't know what you're about, bruh. I don't know what you're about, bruh. Let's see. Next up, Calalas versus Rising Sun Esports. Two teams at the top of the table. TTTTTT. Sandbox, Vitor, and Lucas to kick things off against Pandora, Greco, Reiki, Jones. And interesting Rising Sun, again, going with some what I would call meme bands with the Expo and the those. I wonder if those bands weren't updated, because those are the exact same bands the previous team had. Let me go ahead and just ask League Ops. Oh no, they're fixing them now. Okay. So they'll fix them. We'll come back. We'll give them time to fix those bands, and then we'll come back. Calculus to the CU move in CRL. Yeah. I check my wrist to check the time sometimes. No, I don't watch just to be funny. I feel that. I feel you. There's a long period when Zappies were bad. Glad to see that they're good again. Yeah. Guy in the comments didn't pick a win con every game. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Good to see you, everybody who's here in the chat. When will CRL qualifiers start? The Swiss bracket phase is Saturday. We'll probably be on Juicy J's channel. I'm not entirely sure. And then the group stage will be on my channel on Sunday. Let's see. How's my name spoken in English? I don't know. How's it spoken in your language? Like, give me a pronunciation. Like, Ruan is what I would see there, but I don't know what you... Like, I'm just going off of the basic phonetics. Cannon Car is gangster. Is Mugi playing for Calalas? He's on the team. He's scheduled to play in King of the Hill if they go there. If they make it that far. But they might not go to King of the Hill. So who knows? Again, keep in mind, folks, that the current standings amongst these teams... Where are the standings? Calalas, Shock 13, and Rising Sun Esports are all 4-1. So the winner of this matchup is going to be the leader overall in the competition. Is Iragon playing anything competitive? Not that I'm aware of. Expo's not very good in competitive. Shade thrown. Light shade. He's better than I am, though. By a lot. Is Surgical Goblin playing? Tomorrow. Not today. Is Rich your real name? Well, my name is... It's short for Richard. So there you go. Good morning. Good morning, Redwood's Reality Check. Thank you for coming. Good to see you. Very excited. I really hope I spelled my name right on that thing. I didn't mess it up. I need to keep checking my my inbox for the confirmation video, for the confirmation email. I think it might go to my spam, which would be weird. Oh, your silver award's in the works. There we go. Award image. Let's, yeah, not spam. Put that back into my regular inbox. Let's go. Let's go. Channel name, Rich Slayton. I spelled it correctly. Let's go. When will games start? It'll start when they start it. And the second they start it, we will be there. Oh, guys, my silver play buttons gonna be cut. Should arrive in 2 to 3 weeks. In 2 to 3 weeks, we will be able to add the silver play button right here. Oh, I'm so pumped. Very cool. Very, very cool. CR big final in Finland this year, too. That hasn't been announced yet where it's going to be. Mo play today, second set. One day, God willing, I will learn English. Well, it looks like you're already on the way. Silver button, poggers. I agree. Why did they ban Expo like someone would play it? For the meme, probably? Oh, they didn't. See, here you go. Okay, so the bans are Hog, Miner, NATO, Fishboy, Drill. Interesting that you can ban that banning Drill is also banning a win con. Lava Loon from Pandora. What an interesting deck pick and a huge open. Sandbox getting lots of damage opposite lane, though, and what a fun opening. Sandbox certainly not stoked about it. So Sandbox able to put counter pressure on, but still eats the big brunt of that push, 779 to 1294, and here we go. Lava's up one more time. Inferno for Inferno. Pandora has the advantage here with the zap. Does take some RG shots on that left-hand lane, but takes the lead back here as a Lava Hound does get on tower. And oh, that's some sizzle. Tombstone picks up for Pandora, and this is a big problem right now. That Ram Rider should do a lot, though. I don't think he has zap back and cycle. He already used it, so Ram Rider will even things up as Pandora continues to kind of full send on the right-hand side. Not just even things up, but that Ram Rider is going to take the lead, at least temporarily here. Magic Archer to clear. Fireball trying to get enough more, some more damage, and this has just been an absolute slugfest. And I do love a slugfest. People ask me about casting other games, and I do, and I have. But with my background being in mixed martial arts commentating, there is something very similar to the way that Clash Royale is played, to the way a fight goes down. And I've commentated other games. This is just such a fun game to commentate. For that reason, for the big moments, the big plays, the big swings, the poking, the prodding. Tombstone behind the Mighty Miner. Good use of the Mighty Miner ability in a small space. And that Tombstone did a good job of really helping clutter up the middle here. Smart Barb Barrel to win the Inferno Dragon battle. Pandora right back to it, though. Keep an eye on that left-hand lane. At some point, we might see Pandora go for something cheeky on that side. So far, he's been playing kind of traditional. Wanted to get both the Inferno and the Magic Archer there. Didn't get it done. My ability here just to keep these off tilt. No, decides to just use those to tank for the Inferno Dragon. And now pocket Lava here. Inferno trying to help. Inferno distracted, so now pocket Loon behind. Lumberjack, Ram Rider, Royal Ghost going to the King Tower. But I don't know if they can do enough. Kaboom, kaboom, kablam. Left-hand tower down. Game number 1 for Rising Esports and Pandora. Let's go. Your second golden ticket winner coming out with a big first win on the day. Who bans the cards? Only the player or the team? The whole team bans the cards. Land cards versus sky cards. Josh, the let's go. Silver play button giveaway, maybe? What kind of giveaway? Clash has lots of footsies going on, which you see a lot in MMA, to be fair. A lot of footwork. I feel you on that one. A lot of trying to jockey for position. It's such a fun game to cast. It's a tremendously fun game to cast. Okay, so game number 1 goes to Pandora. This is the 3v3 BO1, so next up we'll have Vitor versus Grieco. And we are right into it. Look at that. And joining this one maybe a half second late, I guess, as the pigs have already come down on tower, done some good damage to open up. And Vitor with a camera placed very close to his face. If you ever wanted to get a close-up look at Vitor's hair, here it is for you. Here it is for you. See what I did there accidentally? All right. Kind of an old-school pigs deck here from Grieco. You see with Fishboy out, you're not able to play one of the more popular pigs archetypes at the moment. Thank you for the support, Fernando. Appreciate that. Saketh Ram talking about the clean defense here. So far, Grieco with the lead. Pig split. There's no building the pool here. So it's all troop defenses for Vitor. The big question for Vitor is, can he capitalize on any of these counter pushes? He's going to get 2 shots on the right, which will be nice. And the Ram Rider out of range of the Inferno Tower, and the Inferno Tower being tanked very nicely. Oh, what a beautiful King Tower activation there from Grieco. That can be impactful, for sure. Lots of pressure on the left-hand side. Monk's going to get a good reflection here. This is hard for Grieco to do. I don't think he has delivery again. High Spirit to control, high Inferno Tower. It will be enough to stop the Ram Rider mostly. I think, though, the Ram Rider might connect anyway. Wow. Wow, just a huge damage swing. And just like that, Vitor back in this one, 922 to 802. Pigs go right, Magic Archer to help the Barb Barrel. And now just trying to change this discussion to that left-hand lane. And that's a huge Royal Ghost hit. Huge Royal Ghost hit for Vitor. Lot on the board here. Ram Rider does get picked up by the Inferno, but nice connection with the Monk Reflection. Magic Archer trying to connect, doesn't do it. Grieco, well controlled. Archer Queen on the right is a real problem here. Grieco does go to the ability and forces out the Lumberjack as the Magic Archer walks away. Might have to respond to the Lumberjack here, decides not to, and does eat 1 shot, split Pigs opposite direction, minute 20 remaining. Pigs to the right will do some damage. The Fireball plus the Ghost work on the left-hand side. Now that dual lane lead chipped away, Vitor and Grieco very close. Triple Elixir on its way here. King Tower activation, so impactful. And now, Pigs down, all single lane. You see that, you saw Vitor shake his head. You saw Vitor shake his head right there, knowing he couldn't stop it. Knowing he had no chance. And now the EQ comes in, Log is 1 away. And you saw that as Vitor recognized the problem. Ooh, that's the wrong replay overlay. Let me go ahead and kill that and that. Let me go ahead and queue up our replay here. Give me 1 second, folks. I have 2 replays for you in what was a really, really great set of Clash Royale. Let's go ahead and check out the first of these 2 replays. This is the King Tower activation, which in a game that was pretty tight in the end, ended up being really important in the long run. So you see the split lane pressure here, and this is where I was talking about. Vitor needs to figure out, how do I capitalize on the opposite lane? How do I capitalize going in the opposite direction, given the situation? So Ram Rider comes in, Monk activates in this. Look at how Grieco slides that in and gets the King Tower activation. And now that's going to have a real impact later on those Ram Riders when they come in. So then we go to the end here, and I just want you to check out, keep an eye on Vitor's face. He's got the lead, but the Queen forces out, and I think maybe he should have just tried to. I don't know if he could have tanked the damage. I don't know if he could have tanked that damage. Maybe he should have used the Lumberjack a different way. I don't know, but he sees this here. Pigs now put damage on that right-hand side, and the exchange is going to come in those last 15 seconds. Ram Rider gets picked up by the Inferno Tower and just gets shut down. He can't break through. King Tower helping along the Princess Tower, and once this EQ comes in, look at Vitor's face there. The pigs with the Ice Spirit behind. He knows it's over at that exact moment. GG, well played. GG, well played. Surgical Goblin in this tournament? Yes, he is. Surgical Goblin will be playing. Surgical Goblin will be playing tomorrow. Speaking of playing today, though, folks, a match you all want to see here in just a minute. Mohamed Light versus Ta in a dual mode match coming in just a minute. So we'll be seeing that very soon here. Very, very soon indeed. Tell you, like, what a comeback from Vitor. Yeah, he got back in it. Couldn't make it happen. Insane plays. Vitor shouldn't pick the same deck as Sandbox. Yeah, maybe not. Would you rather commentate Mo Light versus Morton or Khabib versus McGregor? Well, I'd probably get paid a lot more for Khabib versus McGregor because that's the UFC and they're like this massive high-profile organization. So, and also I've commentated Mo Light versus Morton. I've done it multiple times at World Finals. So yes, I've already done that. Khabib McGregor for sure. I mean, it would be a joke because Khabib would run through McGregor like a buzzsaw runs through butter. But I would love to commentate that. That would be super fun. Hat and Glasses Day. Yes. Do I have a brand for hat as well? I've been trying to court one, but haven't gotten it yet. Let's go ahead and jump into Mohamed Light versus Ta. Here we go. Dual mode. Let's do it. So looking like potentially E-Giant for Ta. And Pigs here for Mohamed Light. And there we go. E-Giant picks up the Flying Machine. And Mirror Pigs for Mo. Suckathray, I'm asking, are you from California? I'm from California, yes. I lived in Texas now since 2020. Officially since 2021, but really 2020. This is a lot of pressure, and that Ghost gets away, too. Golden Knight has to come out and eat some damage. And just look at the elixir advantage that Mo's going to have here. I mean, a huge one. He's going to be up 3 elixir plus damage here. I'm a little surprised he chose to play Flying Machine that high into this, but he recognized the elixir disadvantage and the cannon's out of cycle, and that's why. Boom. NATO the Pigs to the King Tower. That's valuable. And it kind of was the only move that Ta had there. But when you give up that much damage, it's a big problem. Officially, any tax purposes? No. Just my family and I came out here in October of 2020 with the intention of potting with my wife's family. You know, her whole family lives here in Austin. And that was our intention, was just to stay here for 3 months. And then after 3 months, we decided to stay here forever and sold our house in LA and bought a house here in Texas. So what I mean is we came out here with, and meant to only be a visit, ended up being a full change in our lives. So yeah, officially we became Texas residents in 2021, but we came out here in 2020. Not podding, like when during the POD podding, like when everyone would stick together in little groups during the whole pandemic thing. Pigs to the right-hand side, cannon down to pick up. King Tower activation is going to help a lot here as time goes on. Look at that. You see one little touch. You had a house in LA, you must be a multi-millionaire. I had a 1,600 square foot house on a 6,000 square foot lot in a not so good part of town. I had a small 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in, I guess, all of LA's gang territory, but yeah, in gang territory. So there you go. Multi-millionaire, don't I wish? Pigs to the right-hand side, giant skeleton behind, Royal Ghost trying to get to the cannon. This is just, I feel like this is to be too much. And it's not even about that specific damage, but it's so much. Look at how much Ta has to spend. Golden Knight can't get involved in the offensive plays either. That's an interesting lightning play, and this bird's gonna get on tower here. No, forces out Zappies again. And Pigs one more time, Fishboy in front. And just force as much elixir on defense as possible. That's why he's going double Pigs here, plus arrows. Lightning tries to even things up, can't do it. Game number 1 to Mohamed Light. Keep in mind, Rising Sun, though, does have the set advantage with the win in the first game. So there you go. Of course, one of two cats are for CRL. There are only 2 in the world. I mean, there are 4 of us now. But yeah, no, I bought a house in Austin, like a very cheap little house in Austin, when I was 28. I bought a cheap little house in Austin, in a part of town that I knew was going to appreciate. And then when that appreciated, I sold that, and that was the down payment for my house in LA, which was a, you know, modest pre-war or modest post-war home in the Valley, in Simon St. Rich, Crippen, Nahi Blood. No, it was BVN. Barrio Van Nuys was the gang territory that I lived in. I know because they had BVN tagged literally everywhere in my neighborhood. But yeah, bought that house and lived there for a little while, and lived there in LA for a few years. And then the pandemic hit. That house appreciated pretty nicely, and I sold that, and then I bought my house in Austin. So there you go. But keep in mind, I'm a grown adult, folks. So like I've been careering for a while. So there you go. And Mrs. Slayton also works. So there you have. What are these gangs for the non-LA folks? There's a lot of different gangs. But yeah, BVN was the territory I lived in. You can actually go on the LA. You look up the LA PD has like a gang map that marks all the different territory out, because it's all well known. But yeah. There used to be so this is a fun little gang territory thing for you guys to know. So LA is notorious for having fireworks all the time throughout the year. Like people blow off fireworks for New Year's, for 4th of July, for whatever. But also in certain areas, like in my neighborhood a lot, fireworks would go off randomly at night. And what we eventually learned was that if you hear like a random firework go off at night, that would be a corner boy, like a corner watcher, who would shoot off a firework to alert people in the neighborhood that cops were entering the neighborhood, and it would let like whoever else was doing stuff on the streets scatter, so they wouldn't get like picked up or harassed or whatever, or to stop their nefarious activities. So yeah, we'd be like, why did a one random firework just go off over our house at 10:30 at night or at 1 in the morning on a Tuesday? That's not a holiday, and it's because it was lookouts signaling that cops were coming to the neighborhood. So there you go. So LA is so run down. This is insane. LA is a metropolitan area with like 18 million people. There are some areas that are multi-million-dollar areas. There are some areas that are, you know, moderate suburban-ish neighborhoods, and there are some areas that are bad areas, like every major city. And the area I could afford to buy in was one of the, like, medium bad, right? Like, if you're rating on a 1 to 10, 1 being a terrible neighborhood and 10 being Beverly Hills, mine was like a 3? As I guess I would say it was. Maybe a 4? But you got to make those money moves, as I see someone saying. Rich making money moves, I saw Josh say in the chat. Pig to the right-hand side. Bomb tower to pick up. Quesadilla saying definitely 4, light 5 now. Sepulveda and Sherman Way? You think Sepulveda and Sherman Way is a 5 right now? Bro, you're out of your mind. There's some of Van Nuys as a 5, but not Sepulveda and Sherman Way, dude. 3, maybe a 4 at best. NATO, Bomb Tower, Ice Spirit. Pretty good situation here for Mohamed Light. Jeb is cooking, as you might say. Interesting deck picks here from Ta. Also interesting to see that we haven't seen a lot of this minor control deck as of late. This has been kind of out of favor the last couple of weeks. And I'll answer some. I'll pick up with this chat more a little later. Right now, let's focus on the gameplay here. As with 2 minutes left, Tom making moves. Mo, though, does maintain the lead, at least temporarily. And that's a good little connection there for Mo, just give him dual lane opportunities. Ta throwing that log there, not really tracking the NATO versus Bomb Tower plays of Mohamed Light. Maybe they were both in cycle at that point. Mo doing a good job of waiting. And what a good redirect. What a good redirect out of Mo with that Ice Spirit. 1939 to 1768. 45 seconds left. Hog picked up this time. Not a lot of high bomb towers here out of Mohamed Light. Just not worth the risk. This time he's going to try to DPS this down and not use the NATO. Save NATO for offense. Does give us some big hits. Trying to get a Golden Knight NATO connection here. And Golden Knight, you see that just not quite the same distance it used to have. EQ in. This might be a late bomb tower situation. No, gets back to NATO again. The cycle is nasty right now. Poison in. Bomb tower might go high here. Yes, he does. Bomb tower high. Trying to hold off this hog. Needs to not give up a hog shot here. But he does. GG, well played. Game number 3 incoming. Very well done for Ta in game number 2. And here we go. All right, now that we're in between games, subjective, but across the street has B2B S-Bucks. What? Hold on, let me go take a look at what you're talking about. I mean, look, it was the neighborhood was improving when I lived there, but it was still like, Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks is everywhere though. Starbucks is everywhere though. Like Liquid Zoo is still there. What's B2B? I don't even know what B2B is. I know Richard's been the block. We live in LA. Come on, folks. Nerf Hog? No, Hog's Bounce. Has back-to-back Starbucks. I mean, there are Starbucks all over. Look, Van Nuys is definitely improving, and also, just check the crime map for the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Let's just say that it was that if I came home late most nights from doing stand-up, I would come home at like between 1 and 2 in the morning, and there were a lot of people out on the street in the evening looking to make money in various ways when I would drive home at night, as I would turn onto my street on that corner. So it was a neighborhood. When does the real estate channel drop? It doesn't, but my buddy, if you guys are interested in real estate investing stuff, my good friend John Shefsky has a YouTube channel that's all about, it's called Super Simple Real Estate, and it's all about real estate investment stuff. So if you guys want to check out his stuff, yeah, that's right, Quesadillas, for sure. If you want to check out his stuff, he has a really good channel on understanding some basic real estate investment stuff, especially in the short-term rental market. More chat after this game is over. Let's go ahead and do game number 3, and then I'll talk about all this stuff a little bit later. For now, Mohamed Light, maybe one of the biggest winners of the Mega Draft period, is the Goblin Hut, which was one of the most interesting picks in Mega Draft. Would also do some real value picks in Mega Draft. Royale API did a great chart breaking down a lot of these different picks. And became very popular from that. And you see a little Goblin Hut play here out of Mo against minor MK picks. Against minor MK Prince, I mean, not picks. Go check out Shefsky's YouTube channel and tell him I sent you, because was my podcast co-host for many years. I see him pretty regularly. I talk to him like once a week or so. Very close friend of mine. And some great stuff on that channel too. Is Mo playing Graveyard? It sure feels like it. This could be a weird RG deck. It's not impossible, but it does feel like Graveyard. And look at the low placement here out of this Goblin Hut. Just trying to prevent it from being accessed too early. Oh yeah, this is actually the new Graveyard deck that's been doing really well in Grand Challenges. I think I saw Clash Royale Esports posted this deck has like 10,000 plays in the last week. So we'll see if this ends up being the new meta. But yeah, this is the most popular. It plays, this deck normally plays Poison instead of Fireball, and the most popular version of it, and plays Phoenix instead of Mega Minion. But as you folks may have noticed, Phoenix and Poison were both played by Mohamed Light in the last game. So just trying to control these queens. And the Rascals are really nice for that. One thing that's nice about this deck is the number of arrows targets it actually has. Graveyard in, and now arrows out of cycle, so go ahead and pressure high with the Goblins. What a read by Mohamed Light there. What a great read by Mohamed Light. That was brilliant. And that's what I was talking about, was there are so many arrows targets in this deck. So you see the arrows come out, and immediately Mo goes, great, I can Graveyard Goblins, and the Graveyard tanked for the Goblins. We've talked about this in the past. I think Graveyard Musk was the first deck we really talked about a lot. But, you know, you think so much traditionally of Graveyard where other things tank for the Graveyard, but there are so many great Graveyard decks where it's the card that tanks for the Graveyard tanks for something else, which I think is pretty brilliant, that development. So set number 3 on its way will be Mugi, Lucas, Mo in King of the Hill versus Air Surfer, Pandora, and Greco. That's a banger of a King of the Hill, folks. Let's go take a look at the moment where Mohamed Light won this one. So keep an eye on the right-hand side. And when the arrows come out here, so look at this. You're going to see the snowball play. He pops the ability, I think, right? So arrows come out to control here, and watch Mo get opportunistic. Arrows out. So cool. I'm going to graveyard early, and then throw Goblins behind that, and the Graveyard tanks for the Goblins. Huge gameplay. Huge recognition. Very, very smart. Good job to force out the big stuff. Trainer Dip saying, did Jack play yet? No, Air Surfer is going to be up first in King of the Hill here in just one moment. Any chance team format's ever coming back? In CRL, no. But there'll be some more team format stuff happening. Don't you worry. I mean, Queso Cup Teams is big this year. I mean, we've only seen this first split. There's another split in the end of the summer. And then we have, whatchamacallit, and then we have World Finals for that. Let's see. Let me catch up to a bunch of chat questions as we wait for our next game. Did I ever work at, let's see, what's my favorite movie? Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark is probably number 1. Cops mark the gang is out. Yes, cops, of course, know where they are. Aren't they supposed to get rid of them? Yeah, but you can't just go in and, like, eliminate people. You do your best, but, like, there's laws about how they can operate. Have you worked at McDonald's? No, but I did work as a delivery driver for a place called Silver Greens in Santa Barbara. I worked a few kind of jobs like that. What's up? How's your day been? Been pretty good. Let's see. But gangs and terrorists, I only hear that in third world. Cartel run areas, not in the most popular city in California. What do you mean? That's every metropolitan area has organized crime. I think that's there's maybe a bit of a naivete there. When will May monthly finals start? Oh, wow. We are already right into our King of the Hill. Monthly qualifiers start Saturday with Swiss bracket, and then Sunday with the group stage, and then monthly finals are the weekend after. So here we go. Mugi, Air Surfer. And both playing Monk decks. Mugi going pretty quick cycle with his. Might be playing Monk Hog. Monk Pigs instead. So, Ram spam here for Air Surfer. John with, I think, a ill-gotten perspective here. Monk is one of the strongest champions in the game right now. Was not very good in Mega Draft. Was often not played well in Mega Draft, but Monk is super strong in the game right now. And some of the top meta decks run Monk. Pigs go right. Monk taking left. And Mugi's happy. Mugi's fine to make that exchange over and over again. Mugi's fine to just let Fireball, respond to those pigs. He's going to get some chip damage every time. At that ratio, right, I think about this. The arrows to goblins ratio, 3-2, right? That's a 30, that's a, you know, a 1/3 difference. But the, oh, look at that great monk ability. But the fireball to piggies ratio is only a 20% difference. A 20%, like, that's pretty huge when you talk about elixir management. Plus, you often get damage with it. So, totally happy with that interaction is going to be Mugi. Because really, the little bit of damage he gets is kind of worth that 1 elixir. And Hazard. Haven't seen that name in a long time. In the Twitch chat. A lot of people out here to watch Air Surfer. And now you see Air Surfer switching to troop defenses rather than fireball defenses. Because he knows that fireball defense. And now he's going to sacrifice some damage here on the hopes he can create an actual counter push. And this is going to be a good, he's going to wait here as long as he can, gets the reflection in. Doesn't reflect the, oh, is that log? Oh, good timing from Mugi not to give up the King Tower activation and placement as well. 1406 the right-hand side. And Air Surfer really wanted more damage out of that one. It's just so hard. You have to either overspend on spells to defend against these piggies, or you have to overload with a troop-based defense, which you really can't get that much out of it. We just saw. And now he doesn't want to fireball this because there's the monk all the way inside. Tons of damage in. And I don't think he gets past this. Sets up Ram Rider opposite lane. 44 seconds left. Now Ram Rider Ghost Push, not insignificant. But this deck from Mugi just cycles too well and is always back to answers. He can log or Ice Spirit, and you see log and Ice Spirit this time against that Ram Rider. No connection. This is some good pressure on the right-hand side, but it should be defendable. Oh, the Ghost is being tanked for. Huge Ghost hits. Air Surfer tries to predict the Bomb Tower. Bomb Tower goes to the outside instead. 13 seconds left, and that should be enough for Mugi to secure game number 1. Just a tough situation overall for Air Surfer. GG well played, game 1 to shot Calalas. Did my music come back on? Oh, there it goes. All right, so Mugi takes down Air Surfer. Keep in mind, folks, for those of you who are just joining, the ban cards here. Hog. Oh, yeah, I should have said Piggies because Hog was banned. Hog banned, Miner banned, NATO out, Drill out, Fishboy. Pandora will be up next for Rising Sun Esports. GG well played. All right, let's go continue along with responding to this chat that I'm way behind on. One way to get best way to get home ownership is start in a cheap area. Yes, that's true. And I identified 2 areas I thought would appreciate. Red watching. I grew up in Chino Hills. I got lucky, no gangs. Hey, Chino Hills actually is where my friend John Shefsky, with his YouTube channel, Super Simple Real Estate, grew up as well. So shout out Chino Hills. Nice suburban area outside of Los Angeles. Let's see. Thank you, Sandy, for OP modding as always, by the way. And being super supportive. Underdog King saying how they got Mo, Lucas, and Mugi all 3. Because teams aren't spending that much money on players anymore, so it doesn't take that much money to get a good squad. Let's see. Let me continue along. What's the meaning of GKR? I actually have no idea what's the meaning of what GKR stands for. Let's see. How does so knowing to deal with? Oh, that's that old deck. Who's sponsoring this tournament? I know Supercell's contributing some to the prize pool, but GKR is the company overall. Could we have a mirror competition one day, which would be the most boring thing possible, I think. I would not want to cast that. Dewash talking about Monk being the most popular. Monk was most popular in Mega Draft, but its win rate was actually pretty low because people often played it, use it inappropriately. Skelly King and Mighty Miner ended up being better picks most of the way, and they were far better at the higher levels. Rich, have you been to the Netherlands? Yes, I've been to Amsterdam. That's it, though. So Pandora now going with Ram Spam. So interesting run back here from Rising Sun. And that Monk is going to shut things down here. Archer Queen does go late into ability. Well handled. Very well handled by Mugi. Eats a lot of damage for his efforts, though. Is Hog banned for Shot Calalas or the card they banned? The card is all bans are global, so nobody may play Hog, nobody may play Miner, nobody may play Nano, nobody may play Drill, and Fishboy as well. All bans are global bans, meaning out for everyone. Mugi having to go very low on Elixir here to control all this, but we'll get a decent counter push from it. The Monk right there. An easy call on the early Monk activation. And now pressure opposite lane. Good pressure timing from Pandora. Pandora's been nice as of late. Getting the second golden ticket. Had a good outing earlier in this match. Good Electro Spirit here from Mugi to get the reset. He's going to have the ability of the Queen and does a good job with it. We'll get the Magic Archer off. Trying to body block here. Snowball to slow down. Ram Rider cannot break through. But still, it's Pandora keeping the pressure on against Mugi and really not letting him get any sort of offensive opportunities as he finally sets up the Ram Rider to the right-hand side. Is Mugi just running Rage as his second spell here? He could be running Lightning or Fireball, but it's so hard to get Ram Riders on tower a lot of the time with outrages. That's why you're even seeing some people running the Lumberjack with Rage. That and, of course, dual mode restrictions in other competitions. That Snowball trying to make a way through. Boom. Weaving, bobbing. Interesting lane change for the Bandit as it was looking right and then went left. 1988, 2181, and that's a nice lineup, gonna get two. 1913 left. Ram Rider almost connects, doesn't do it. Monk could be a factor here. Big push on the right-hand side. MK. Electro Spirit needs to get involved. No, gonna go Snowball instead. Archer Queen does get one on the left-hand side. Left-hand side is not relevant right now, though. 1913 and 1988. Time running short here for Mugi. Pandora pushing into his weak side and gets the connection. Huge connection. And this should be enough. Ram Rider will not get there. Has to control one push. And there you have it. Lightning tries to do it. Pandora takes down Mugi, evens things up. This has been a very even match all day today, folks. All day. Very even. Very fun to watch. Speaking of fun to watch, tomorrow we are back. Strangers versus French SWAT, followed by BCN Pro Team against Shock 13. As we are getting very close to the end of the league play portion of this competition. And again, tomorrow is also a double stream day. Will be followed by the third day of Swiss bracket play in the BESF Cup. Hope to see you there for all that tomorrow. About 6 hours of me streaming Clash Royale. It might get a little squirrely. We'll see. Justice Hazard saying commentary sounded very solid. Rich popping off. Thank you very much, Hazard. I do appreciate it. Well, tomorrow might get a little squirrely by hour 6 of the commentating. We'll see what happens. Is Surge competing in this competition? Yes, he is. He'll be a part of tomorrow's stream. Is 2v2 ever coming back? I really miss it. Sort of, but not in CRL. It will be part of ESL this year. I don't know if there's going to be ESL for NA, but it will be part of ESL at some stage. Here we go. Lucas up next for shot Calalas. Full on with the hair. Gotta love it. Kevin Johnson with a great question. Shouldn't Ghost see a ghost? That would actually be a really interesting piece of the interaction if ghosts could see each other. What do you think? I see there's a lot of pros in the chat, primarily on Twitch, but all over. What do you think? Should ghosts see ghosts? Put your thoughts in now. Slash saying Lucas must be running RG. No, this looks like he might be running Sparky. With Zap, Rage, Mini P.E.K.K.A. I mean, it could be RG, but it feels like Sparky. Which Lucas is... No, that's Pandora. I mean, Pandora. Not Lucas. And then Lucas running Pigs. Raphael says 100% yes. No, because they are ghosts overall, says one awesome man. Fight and Hide says yes. Quesadilla says nah, because the wavelengths are different. New mirror should copy the last card your opponent plays, says Adam Villalobos. That's interesting. Exhort. They're both invisible, so what are you saying that must have the ability to see invisible units like queens or cloak? But that's also interesting, right? If queens saw each other. But see, the queen is a true invisibility, right? She like activates her invisibility, whereas ghosts are dead, right? So don't ghosts see other ghosts? Just from a logical standpoint, here we go. Sparky down for Pandora. Pigs go right. It's a lot of damage in. Underdog with maybe the most important point. Is the blue ghost the heaven deck and the red ghost the hell deck? Delivery great in this matchup. You see the control by Lucas is nice. It's just nice. Still, all it takes is one big moment. Pigs working on the right-hand side. Lucas gonna have to delivery here on the ghost. And then he might goblins the monk on the right-hand side, and there you go. Sparky sets up on the right, knowing that's the problem. Good zap rage play out of Pandora. What a play, and look at that damage. 489. Smart moves here by Pandora. Pigs are ready. Ewiz has to come out. Rage plays on defense. Queen to help. EQ plus Pigs should be enough. And that's GG. Shot Calalas takes the lead. And solid win here for Lucas. Pandora getting creative, right? And there's a difference between being most Sparky, as we can all agree, is pretty Garbaggio. But this, you know, you see the difference between most Sparky players and some really sharp Sparky players, and that's creativity. Right? Because most people are just like, well, I drop a Sparky, and then there's a Goblin Giant in front of it, and then eventually I rage all up, and then my Sparky hits your tower, dude. But check this out. Check out this creativity from Pandora. This separates Sparky players. So Goblins come out. This should be pretty rote. And then the really nice Rage Zap play. Forces out more Elixir, gets some good damage. Honestly, I think that kind of creativity is what separates the majority of Goblin Giant Sparky players from interesting pros like this one. I also watch that one more time. Last man up for Rising Sun will be Greco. He'll be coming up in a second. But check it out. Right? So at this point, Lucas is kind of like, whatever. The Rage Zap comes down, so he has to play the Queen late. Queen Log does it. Man, if he'd been able to get the ability off, if he'd gotten the ability off, that might have been a whole different thing. But the ability, I think, was out. It was already out because he used it defensively. Either way, that was fun to watch. Here we go. Match point and the lone control, at least for the moment, of the league for Shot Calalas. Rising Sun needs to win 2 in a row. Greco can do it. Greco can certainly do it, but you have to get through Lucas and then through Mohamed Light. Keep in mind, even though lots of Hog Rider elements out here, no Hog available, as that is banned. Let's see when the pigs come down for Lucas. So bridge spam with probably no building versus Royal Hogs. We'll see how well the Electro Spirit plus Mini P.E.K.K.A. can do what the previous matchup didn't do. Bandit goes back to help. Does get killed, though, just barely. So Queen one direction, Mini P.E.K.K.A. the other, but 7 Elixir to deal with all this, and it should be good trades for Lucas. That's a solid Monk with the Goblin Surround. And Lucas might not even use the ability. Oh, he does use the ability at the end. You know, that's a question, right? Do you use the ability there? And I think is Vaya oops? Did he not need to use that ability? Is that what Vaya is? Right? I think Vaya is oops. So I think that was Lucas kind of acknowledging. Are you kidding me, Slayton? You're paid to talk out loud. Acknowledging that he probably didn't need to use that Monk ability there. Here we go. Mini P.E.K.K.A. forces out the log behind the Bandit. Bandit won't get much here. Does the Mega Knight? No. The knockback from the Monk prevents the Mega Knight shot on the left-hand side. That's a lot of damage in for Lucas. Mega Knight is in cycle, able to handle it, though. This is the question, though. This deck does overwhelm. Like any bridge spam deck, it's win the defensive fight, win the bridge fight, and then overwhelm. And right now, this is going to be a lot on the left and on the right. Mega Knight will be handled on that right-hand side, but Ram Rider behind the Mini P.E.K.K.A. with the Electro Spirit. Snowball trying to clear. It's the Mega Knight on the left, though, that does the real damage. Suddenly, it's Greco with a dual lane lead. it feels like Lucas's cycle is a little bit funky. Like, it's not exactly where he wants it to be. What kind of changes do you need to make to even it out a little bit? Ram Rider will not change directions. And so she will connect, plus a Mega Knight connection, plus a Bandit connection. And that's going to be towered on the left-hand side. Here we go, Game 5. Grieco getting it done. Game 5 incoming, folks. Who likes a Game 5? Who likes a BO1 for the match? Grieco, Mohamed Light coming up here in just 1 second. Come on, folks, let's go. Let's get it. Grieco and Mo will be a blast. Acknowledgization. Acknowledgize is super funny. Quesadillas, Lucas definitely tossed his phone out the window there. Yeah, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. And people excited here for Mohamed Light to come up next. I know I am. I know I am. It would be a big win. If Grieco can get this win here and Rising Sun Esports takes control of first place, that would be big for them. Smurf Blade, pointing out the obvious. Rising Sun probably went like a BO1 versus Mohamed Light. I feel you on that one. Mohamed Light, he's played this game once or twice, from what I've been told. Give me 1 second to communicate something. Best game this year, CR? There was a BO3 at the Queso Cup. I might even cut out for another video. What was the BO3 that Surgical Goblin was in during the Queso Cup team's playoffs that was so good? Lataxane saw on Royale API that Mo and Anaban both have 9 #1 finishes on ladder. Mo could be first to 10. He certainly could. He certainly could. And Grieco with some sort of pig cycle directly into Le Bombe Le Tower. Surgical versus Sandbox as Pyro. Yes. Great call. That was one of the best BO3s of the year. Monk. Cycles in back into a Monk. And Mo able to get his bomb tower out and stop most of that. Goblins for guards is interesting here. Because you can't log guards. Not all the way off. But does the extra elixir come into play? Right, if you log this defensively, the guards stay in the game. Plus, EQ also kills goblins. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Grieco has EQ plus log to kill defensive guards. Yeah, that's 5 elixir on 3, which you'll often spend it. But you see the problem there defensively. You're not going to play that EQ when it's that nice little guards pigs push. Both players setting up with a train behind their monks. Late bomb tower pulls most of the pigs. Guards now down low. And that's cleaned up nicely while Mohamed Light just sends his piggies for a full meal on the left-hand side. And the pig to the right tanks for that muskie as well. So down now to 624. Mohamed Light continuing to expand this lead. And Monk's just reflecting all of the things at once. Wait. Did the Monks double reflect the muskie shots? That seemed like a lot of extra reflection. Yeah, see, the muskie shot isn't going back to the musketeer off of the monk. So the monks are double reflecting. Oh, I never noticed that before. That's just fascinating. Bomb tower plus log to clear. Monk in after this whole push, so he won't do a whole lot. And the nice high guards to take care of the musketeer here. Rico doing a good job keeping pressure on. He's not letting this one go. He's doing a really good job on pressure plays. And now back around again. High bomb tower. EQ finally cycled from Mohamed Light. Just needs one more earthquake. And Mo's not even playing pigs. Rico knows it's over. GG, well played. GG, well played. Ice Spirit for the finish. Ice Spirit for the finish. Mohamed Light and Shot Calalas taking the day 2-1. We went deep today. Both matches going all the way. Whole lot of fun in this one. And tomorrow, of course, more fun. Strangers versus French SWAT. BCN Pro Team versus Shock 13. Back here tomorrow. Same place. And, of course, followed that with the Swiss Bracket Phase 1. Match Day 3 for the BESF Cup. To see who takes one step closer to going to Pukkelpop in Belgium. I think I'm saying that right. Either way, I'll be here for it. It'll be fun. It'll be a blast. Let's see. Looking at the chat here, I think we're pretty much all caught up. Hey, this has been fun. I have more things to do, but I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow for 2 streams, and then we're back on Sunday for the group stage of Clash Royale League's monthly qualifier. And I'll be excited to be here with you guys for it. I think it'll be great. That's it. It's been a blast, and I will see you tomorrow. Twitch Hangout, as always. Don't you go anywhere, because we need you back to do this thing where we host somebody else. You'll see what it's all about. And those of you on YouTube, as always, be excellent to each other and party on, dude. Peace. All right, hold on, Twitch. Let me go ahead and end the YouTube stream.